the opportunities, I can never ever switch them for anything else. But I always had in the back of my mind what I want to be and how I want to be seen, apart from, aside from MTN. And now, like, when I had Tito introduce me, I was like, wow, is that me? And yes, because I did, I deliberately have made myself to be able to be introduced like that. I put in steps to be able to do that. It wasn't by accident, it didn't just happen, it was an effort. So you have to put in the effort. You have to stand out. And anyway, I can't stress enough how competitive your world is. Of course, even ours is competitive, but yours is going to even get more competitive. So you have to know, how am I going to stand out? How am I going to stand out? How is Tito going to introduce me when I come to talk to the class of 2022? Don't you want that? Don't you want to come back and talk to the scholars of that year? And Tito to introduce you like that. So, start on it. Start on it. Okay. Obviously, I want to then focus on the things that, people maybe don't think much of, the details that people overlook. What Bernard was stressing, paying attention to details, dress, image, language, your body language, how you speak, who you associate with. Those things are very important. I know at your age you're thinking, oh please, trust me, don't say oh please. I wish I had somebody to talk to me that time, because it's really, really important. First of all, I don't know, Bernard, if you guys cringe like me when you get SMSs or texts from these young people, and it doesn't make sense. The language is just, it doesn't make sense. What language is that, you guys? You created a new language. It just doesn't make sense. And me, especially because I write, I'm an English major, I write, I like to write, I like to read proper English. And I don't know, I really don't know, because you cannot go out in the field. I will not lie to you, the communications we get, the CVs we it's a disaster. It's a disaster, guys. And you're right, you're taking that from the phone into professional life. Oh my goodness. I don't know. But you have to work on, you have to still write normal, proper sentences. You must. There's no shortcut. Stop in the professional world, stop that shortcut. Please stop. Stop practicing now, so that it doesn't get into you when you're, when you're out there. It's not good. We don't even give it. As soon as I see anything like that, I delete. Once I see anything like that, imagine on email, someone writes you with you. I don't understand it. And they're asking for an internship, they're asking for mentorship. Oh, that means you have to start at ABC. Really? No. So really, language is very important. Please. And I've noted when you guys have been speaking, you're throwing a lot of slang. And I know Tito said this is informal, but either you speak English or you speak Luganda. But throwing in auntie, banange, really either you speak one language or the other. Because I noticed that, even when Mr. Balodin was, I couldn't believe it. And then I thought, wow. I know we said it's informal, but at least in communicating, at least it was a talk. I found that a bit not good, I have to say. So either you pick one or the other. If you want to go through Luganda, fine. But you know that thing of throwing in the
But okay, that's a simple question. I'm like, I don't have any question.
So you keep all of us on 10 toes.
So your brand is no question. I like that brand.
Thank you, Sheila. Sorry, now started over. I don't know whether it's a question, but maybe. Okay. This thing of asking people how you behave, how you do what. Some people do it like you did something to me, now it's time for me to show you. Now you Tina, you abuse, you do this. Instead of helping you, they do that to even you lose morale to ask other people.
Ask people you respect. Ask people whose opinion matters.
That's a good one.
Well, I'm Silas. Mine is a supplement. When it comes to the dressing code, they always say, dress like a prospect, not like a suspect. And then, the other issue is, when me, I like my role model. I remember when I was in Senior 6 vacation, I really liked this guy called Fajil Mandi. And when he was on TV, it was, I remember NBS, and it was All Men Can Cook. So Fajil Mandi was there and he was cooking. Then after, he gave out his contacts. I said, I must write this contact. I got his Airtel number, I wrote it, and sometime back, I sent him a text. Then immediately as he saw my name as Ruhweza, I didn't know that he was born from Fort Porto. So he said, Ruhweza, are you Mtoro? I was like, yes, I'm Mtoro. Then we switched the language and we came to Rutoro. And from there we began to know each other more better. And when I was coming to campus, he told me, Silas, when you're going to campus, don't be this kind of campuser. Be a student. Don't follow the bad wagon. And that was my advice. And even up to right now, normally takes a step to ask Silas how far, how is education, how is my career like that. And from there, now is my mentor actually. So all of you who are here, in case you see any contact, right now Sheila has given the emails and the numbers. I'm sure 90% of you won't take it serious. You're just going to keep them in your files, and 90% still, you can never even send an email to Sheila. You just keep the things in the files. But those things are given to you, and you create your network with the people that you meet. And those people, trust me, they will help you at any one point. And they can only do it when you have been communicating to them. Don't communicate to them immediately as you have a problem. Make sure you create that contact and it remains. So in case I send my email, it will be of great importance. I know Sheila will say, what is now Sheila saying? And it will pique interest of her replying. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Saya.
Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. My name is Adil Santino. My question is, developing your profile on the social media, you have talked a lot actually, even I have got it clearly, though I am not well versed with all about it. So, when you have developed your profile on the social media, like LinkedIn, I have started mine as a semester, but the challenges I'm getting on the social media is now I am receiving some messages, many of the messages actually, so some of the people, they are asking me actually, so where did you last work, what are your experience? And I have clearly stated actually that I am at the school actually at the Macquarie University. So how can we, I have failed actually to answer some of the messages actually. So how can I just send messages on on my profile and I develop it to be more strong? Thank you.
Sorry, speak very fast. Excuse me, just come back. You said, how can you make your profile stronger?
Yes, no, like
LinkedIn.
Yes, like now I am still at the school.
Yes.
But my friends actually, the one I have connected with on the LinkedIn, they are asking me actually where are my last work, then what are my qualifications, those that I have to update them actually.
No, you don't have to. If you have nothing to say, you don't say anything. You don't have to, as a student, you put your profile as a student, right?
Yes.
Yes, so just leave it at that. The others who ask, you say you're studying at Macquarie, and that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Because then actually what happens, because people send you requests, right? invitations. Because then they start asking, oh, how many years, what course? And then after some time they'll email you that, so, have you finished your course? Are you interested in this? Like that. So but keep communicating. Because such people are interested to know what you're up to, if you're available, when you will be available, things like that. Yes.
Just follow up on this. When at school and you have some skills, computer skills, even if it's MS Word, Excel, put them there. Okay?
Oh yeah.
You don't have to finish school, graduate so that you now have experience. Those skills, anything you learn, be it in teamwork and team building and business, fit them in your page so that you have. Yeah. Miss Anna.
Yes, I start by appreciating Sheila. Thank you very much. Personal branding is really very important. I wish I could be you. I wish I could reach that point. That is exactly where my question is coming from. That for you to reach there, that you talked about, relations with these employers, people who really are so influential. How do you market yourself to such people? What are some of the techniques you use to brand yourself to that point that you've now reached and it is just okay, just marvelous? So you talked of MTN's experience, that sometimes it is good to listen from people. How do you feel about me? So maybe you were too much on yourself and people were not, could not easily access you like that. So how did you said you went back to reflect. How did you work on that to, neutralize the situation and now become so friendly and work out things well? Those are some of the techniques I really needed from you, Sheila, so that we get there.
Sorry, I didn't get your name?
Janet.
Okay, well, first of all, honestly, naturally, I'm a very friendly, down-to-earth person. But I get scared of being taken advantage of. And people like us, I'm very friendly, very bubbly, but people will take advantage of that. So in a big, huge company like MTN, and corporate politics, it never ends. So, you have to protect yourself. And so I guess by being very close now, like to my boss that time back then, okay, maybe it got to my head. I don't think it did because it's just my department. And it was understandable because of the boss. Because anything to go to him, he would tell them, let Sheila have a look at it. If Sheila is okay with it, of course now that would make them say, you mean Sheila is like, why? Why must Sheila look at everything? And I would tell him that this created some tensions. I would share with him. So also he would try to hold back. But bosses are very busy. They don't, but he would try. But for me, I believe in communicating, in everything, in business, in personal relationships, with my child, with my parents. I believe in communicating because I think problems come because everybody keeps quiet. Nobody says what is actually hurting them or what is not hurting them. So that, for me, I'm such a believer in communication. So that really, I tried not to feel, of course I felt bad when my workmate was telling me how they're not getting along, but I could feel the tensions anyway. But then I knew, for me, this is what I wanted to become, and if it means coming down, I will come down. If it means sitting with the boys after work and just kicking, I'll go and sit with them so that they can know I am cool like that. Because for me, it was always about my child, my work, my time, and that also creates tensions. So you know, you have to understand your environment. And it was important for me because I knew my objective. And I knew I needed their support to push me up. So if I didn't, then another thing I was talking about, the opportunity that MTN gave, because it was such a big, high-profile company, people like Patrick Bitature became my friend, B-Ray, you know, big people to this day. So, but that was because I had the opportunity of, I used my office. I used MTN also, because I wanted to know these people. I would read about them. I wanted to also be like them, associate with them. And I did. If I would have just sat there and just been like, you know, this is my work, 9 to 5, and I go home. You have to, I remember the boss who came after Eric, Seramita Okobo, he was South African. He was Black South African. And you know the Black South Africans, they're very much trying to empower the blacks. So when he came, I think the CEO was white. I think we had like 3 more white bosses. And that Serami, he was so like, why don't you guys, you Ugandans, why aren't you in these positions? And he would now deliberately, that we had a chief technical officer, which was a big boss, but he would never go to play golf with them. He would never, and you know, this South African man had to take the Ugandan bosses because we are so, we don't want to rock the boat or anything. And he would tell us, how do you people think you're going to get up there if you don't? These guys want to play golf. That's where they conclude the deals. So if you're not there, you're going to miss out. You have to put yourself there. You must put yourself out there. Oh, I must add, sorry, you said getting there and confidence. But I told you I was very shy. I can't even begin to tell you how shy I was. I was very shy. I could never speak. Actually, when they appointed me public relations, I said, no, me, I can't do it, I can't. Until I remember the first press conference was the MTN Marathon. I couldn't. I shivered until I ran away. Till the previous person had to go and hold the press conference. Then the next press conference was the UB40 concert. So then they told me, Sheila, really, you have to start, doing your job. I sat there shaking. And the media, Ugandan media, oh, they can really, and they really, really had me. I was timid until I had to grow a thick skin and toughen up. And then they became my friends. I learned how they work. And it grew on me. I became more confident. But it was not easy. But you work at it, always knowing what you want. If it's part of what you want, like how you say, you also want Tito to come and introduce you, now you know that, by the time I come back for the next one, this is how I want to be introduced. Now you know the steps you have to do. And then you tell the next scholars how even you were shy.
Another question?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Sheila. Actually, public relationship was a course in it. One of the courses we did in my course.
Foundation scholar, anywhere, they will say that one is a MasterCard Foundation scholar. A brand, and that's what she has been talking about. So you need to build that brand so that you are different from the other students. That's why we call you scholars. You need to build that brand. I'm glad Sheila has given you the ingredients of building that brand. If you have been careless with yourself, going into Facebook and posting non-issues, it follows you. You may think that, yes, nobody is watching your back. Everybody now is watching your back. And as an MCF scholar, please be mindful of what you do, how you behave, who you associate with, If you start associating with the suspects, as Silas said, you will also become a suspect. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Very, very important. Show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. So it's very, very important. I think I found this session far more productive than any other session, because it went to the very gist of this program. The very gist of this program. So please, do it right, do it the right way, do it the first time, the right way, and the good way. Please do that, and we shall know you as an MCF scholar who has gone through certain transformation and is far better off in terms of transformative leadership. I wish thank you very, very much for that.